loyalty isn't dead. It's just harder to win and much harder to keep today because it's so easy to leave you. Ladies and gentlemen, your biggest source of lost revenue in your business is the customer, the client, the prospect that you never knew about. They drove by and they didn't stop. Or they came in and they left without being engaged. They went to your website, but they clicked away, or they called and they hung up before you had a chance to talk to them. And the worst part about it is you have no idea who those people were or how many of them there were.
If your brand is your reputation, then by definition, your brand lives in the minds of other people. We have no control over what other people think, but we have great influence.
This isn't a lament about the loss of service as a consumer. It's the recognition that opportunities exist for you to gain market share, to create a better customer experience if you offer things that your competitors no longer do.
Digital is your new storefront. People are looking. Look at them on the train. Look at them on the bus. Look at them on the airplane. They're not reading the newspaper anymore. They're head down in their devices. If you want them to find you, you have to be findable.
To earn an in-person opportunity with a prospect and lose them to underservice or lack of communication is inexcusable. I want you to think of your policies. I want you to do a micro-analysis of every policy that you have. If they are geared towards making life easier for your team at the expense of the experience, you are losing customers. And I said, as a daddy, I come to you from the future. Understand why we're here. I said, yes, we're here, but we have so many choices of things we can do with our kids, or do nothing and just park them in front of the TV, right? But I said, as a parent, and those who are parents know this, and those of you who are parents of dogs think you know this, but you don't. Oh, I have fur babies. No, you don't. It's just like kids, but no, but you'll see.
We just saw David Averin. He was wonderful, had great advice for our office.
Probably was the best presentation I've seen yet. Learned a lot.
He was awesome. All the pink slips said 5s. He was to die for, great, engaging, spontaneous, funny.
Really fantastic speaker.
He was fantastic and awesome. Got rave reviews.
He was amazing.
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
It's been amazing.
Right? It's a contact form. What's missing from the contact form? A phone number. How frustrated do we get when we go to the form and we can't find a phone number? And we click around the site, right? And we're looking for an email. I just want to talk to a real person. And I work with CEOs across the country and around the world, and I'm asking why. And they said, oh, we want them to use the form. I said, well, you want them to use the form. How do they want to contact you? Why don't you have a phone number? And this is the response I get almost every time. Well, if you put a phone number, they're going to call. And I'm like, who are your customers? Your customers are going to call. And if we put it, they're going to call and they're all day. Well, aren't they telling you how they want to reach you? When we try this social engineering, we try and drive people to do business with us the way we want them to do business with us, we are driving people to our competitors who don't do this.
So think about it this way. Imagine you have this floating ball in front of your face. This is your brand. We're going to step back and we're going to look at your brand from an outside perspective. I'm not going to make you close your eyes or find a partner. Actually, everybody do that. Everybody find a partner, and for the next 10 minutes, I want you to discuss how much you hate it when speakers make you find a partner and discuss things. Go ahead, begin.
We used to walk into a doctor's office. We say, doctor, here's what I'm feeling, here's what I'm experiencing. Tell me what's wrong with me. Now we walk in too often and say, okay, here's what's wrong with me. Here's the medication that I want. We read an article, we saw a commercial. We probably have a spouse sitting in the waiting room going, don't you leave without antibiotics. They're going to say no, but you got to stand strong. It'll work.
I asked my kids, I said, is there anything that you think that you don't share online? I mean, can there possibly be a thought that comes to your mind? Because it's all out there. Now listen, we did stuff. There is no record of it. I'm just saying, right? Just saying, yeah. When all things are equal, when everything's the same, we're shopping based on what? On price.
Who in this room aspires to be the low-price leader in your category?
Just saw David. He was amazing. We could have listened to him all day.
He was fabulous. He is energetic. He's funny. He's real.
It was fabulous.
He was fabulous. Fabulous presentation. It was insightful. It was motivating, and he's also very funny and handsome.
He's a wonderful speaker. Very real, very engaging.
I thought it was fantastic.
I love that.
So it's 1976. I am 12 years old, and apparently I look like Mowgli from the Jungle Book. I'm excited on this Saturday morning because I got a date. 12 years old, what up, player? Yeah. And better yet, it was a date with Tara Yeager. And I had a mad crush on Tara Yeager. And the best part about Tara Yeager, she lived right across the street from me. All right, to be honest, I wasn't just having lunch with Tara Yeager. It was with all my friends. It was with Johnny Rocket and Orlando Martinez and Jim Rouse and my best friend Max. And on Saturday mornings, we got together at 11:30, got on our bikes. Not Max, he didn't have a bike, so we ran alongside. Went to the top of the hill, turned left past Johnny's house all the way to the end, down the hill, up one more hill, and then coasted all the way down into the parking lot of Burger King. Now, everybody would go around front to order their lunch, but me and Max, we would go through the side door. All right, Max was my German Shepherd. And he was my best friend. He was the coolest dog ever. He thought he was one of the guys. So we snuck him in the back door, the side door, every day, every Saturday that we went, hid him under the table. So when everybody got their food, they would come back to the table. Then I would leave, and I would go up front, and I would order the same thing every Saturday. I ordered a Whopper with no onions and no tomatoes, small fry, medium Coke, $1.49. It was 1976. Now, I did chores at home, and I did chores, and my dad gave me an allowance. So I mowed the lawn, I emptied the dishwasher, and I cleaned my room. And for that, I got $1.50 a week, and my father would go, why? Why do you spend your money on food? Why do you use your entire allowance every Saturday at Burger King? Why don't you buy something? Why don't you save for something? I don't get it. Why food? But I wasn't buying food, was I? I was buying an experience. I was buying laughter, and I was buying companionship and feeding Max French fries under the table. Now, Burger King had nothing to do with this other than providing a venue and looking the other way when Max came in. But I knew how I wanted to spend my time and spend my money. And I didn't know I was creating memories, but I was. And think about your customers. They're not saying they're looking for a great experience. They just are. They know what they like, and they will vote with their time and their dollars and their feet. And that's what I did on Saturdays. I chose to spend my time the way I wanted with the people I wanted to spend it with. I am 54 years old, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And I know what you're thinking. He cannot be 54 years old. I know.
This is my daughter, Sydney. Isn't she the cutest thing? Sydney went to preschool at the big church near our house just south of Denver in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Because I work out of my house, I get to have breakfast with my kids. So I'm having breakfast with Sydney. Take her to school in the afternoon. So she went to the afternoon session from noon to 3 in the afternoon.
And it's a quarter to noon. We pull into this mega church parking lot. Unexpectedly, the parking lot is jam-packed with cars. We're driving up and down the aisles. There's nowhere to park anywhere. And we look over in the Circle Drive, and there's limousines and people milling around in dark suits. Sydney unbuckles from the back seat, and she's like, Daddy, are they having church today on a Tuesday? I said, sweetheart, I think it's a funeral today. Looks like somebody was very popular. And Sydney says, what's a funeral? And I said, sweetheart, a funeral is for when somebody dies. And all the people that know them and love them, they gather together at their church or at their synagogue, and they take turns going up on the stage, and then they talk to everybody in the audience, and they talk about how much they love them and how much they're going to miss them and what a special and wonderful person that they were in their heart. Now, Sydney looks very confused. And she looks at me and she says, and then they kill them? No, sweetheart. No. This is for people who already died earlier, not a human sacrifice. She's very relieved, kisses me on the cheek, and she scampers off to class. Who's got kids? Is it not the cutest thing in the world as they discover their world for the first time? Of course, she doesn't know what a funeral is. How does she know what a funeral is until she knows what a funeral is? And that's what I would ask you about your business. How do they know? Not that you're capable and qualified and competent and a good choice, but how do they really understand that you're a better choice? And I think that we do that through the experiences. Give them something to remember and something to talk about, and the vehicles and the venues to do it.
No greater honor for me in my business, in my career, in my friendships, than to be before you at the $1 Million Round Table. Have a great afternoon. Thank you very much.